Hi everyone, this is Guido Pelagos with a short video. I think it's about CNN, the Clinton News Network, or the Crap News Network, or the Clown News Network, or actually the Fake News Network. Um, if you go online and you search for fake news CNN, you will find example after example after example. Now, one thing that I think that everybody should know, especially any viewers of mine in the US, or even maybe even outside the US as well, just realize that the reason, in my opinion, so that's a disclaimer, but you can find the truth very quickly online. Anyway, the reason people outside of the US are often critical of the US, in this case also Trump and everybody else, is because CNN is the voice of America to the outside world. In many countries across the globe, CNN is the only American news broadcasting station. So anything we hear in the rest of the world about the US is by CNN, by and through CNN. And that's why so many people who actually go to the US and come back say, actually, those Americans are very nice people. They're kind, they're generous. How did I ever hate them? Well, maybe because CNN allegedly gave them decades of lies and fake news. The reason why so many people hate Trump outside of the US is not because they've looked into the guy. They've been buying the shit CNN has fed them. So instead of a woman's march against Trump, we might want to consider a march against CNN across the globe. Because if you want to know the truth, you're not watching CNN. Or at least any cable company around the world should put an extra American news channel with opposite views on their cable television so people can see two sides of the story. If you ever wondered why Clinton was so highly popular in the rest of the world, it is because there's only one international news outlet from the United States in probably 90% of the countries outside of the US. And that is CNN. Get that through your mind. And I really hope that Americans would understand that their image, the imaging about the US, WikiLeaks, or whatever, the hatred against a lot of Americans come from the lies of CNN. That's all I want to say about it. Just, well, one thing then. I hear a lot of people saying, well, people can go online, people can search for themselves, and they'll find out the truth. And that's right. But a lot of people who are 40, 45 years and older, they still believe what they hear on the national news, with the news they get fed as little ducklings from Mother Duck. Because, hey, the national news should be right. Well, like you might know, I'm from Holland, and we have the NOS, which is state television here. And they blatantly copy CNN, translate it to Dutch, and give us the same sad news. They spent 2 whole days talking about Trump's showergate, but they never talked about WikiLeaks or anything that came from there. The only time they mentioned Assange was when he decided to offer himself to go to the US if Chelsea Manning would have been freed. Then suddenly Assange became relevant. They've been bashing, Steve Bannon, for him being a very dangerous guy because he was part of a fake news company. But they never told the public who was Andrew Breitbart. So really, guys, if you want to know why so many people outside of the US hate US and US citizens, it's not because of the public and the people. They're fine people, just like you and me. It's the news broadcasting agencies like CNN. And it's not very hard to see why, for example, Trump, even if you like him or not, is calling CNN fake news. And this has to be spread. People have to know that outside the US, people are being brainwashed to think about the US in a certain way because of fake news stations like CNN. Okay, people, cheers. Chatty bye.